everybody, Pam with Normalized Cloth here. Today is day 5 of the Flats and Hand Washing Challenge, and this challenge is flying by. Maybe it's the weather that's actually cooperating this year. Maybe it's the fact that I'm pregnant. Who knows? So the video that I have for Open Topic today is something that I have been working hours on, and I am really excited to share with you, and that is a comparison, a comprehensive comparison of using a machine versus hand washing cloth diapers. A little disclaimer there though, these are my circumstances and everybody's circumstances vary wildly. So this is not something that you should take and be like, this is why this is better than this definitively, because that is far from the truth. This is just my circumstances. Another thing, you will not see me drawing comparisons of drying because I line dry exclusively, and to compare line drying the same number of diapers with line drying the same number of diapers is pointless. Another thing I've done for you is I've actually made a 12 times speed time lapse of inside my washer washing 3 days worth of diapers side by side with me hand washing 3 days of diaper laundry during this challenge. But a couple notes on that. In my comparison, I'm going to be comparing prices using Tide Original detergent. That is typically what I use no matter what I'm washing. However, because of the challenge, I'm using Gain for hand washing, and in the video you'll see Persil being used because it was on sale and I wanted to try it. Turns out I don't like it. Another couple tidbits about the time lapses specifically. You're gonna see the water get discolored in the hand washing videos. That's because the flats were dyed and not washed very much before I actually started using them, so they do leach a lot of dye. That's normal, that wasn't hurtful for him, it didn't irritate him, and yes, it made my water pretty much blue. Another thing too is that my first video of hand washing took way longer than it should have, simply because I used way too much detergent and had to rinse more than I normally do. Now as far as the machine washing time lapse, that's actually kind of funny because I mounted lights up under the lid and some of them fell, so that's actually kind of hilarious to watch them fall every now and then. But the lights are waterproof. They're actually designed to be submerged in water, so I wasn't worried about them getting agitated into the machine. They were fine. It also fogs up a little bit, which is of course the nature of the video being in a machine. When it's using warm and especially hot water, the fog will clear. This video is going to be absolutely laden with information, a whole lot of math. I put together a blog post to compile everything together because some of these numbers, it would just be way too lengthy if I was to explain how I got these numbers. So if you're interested in that, I do have a blog post up on normalizedcloth.com, and that link is in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started on the comparison and the time-lapse videos. For starters, we're going to be comparing machine washing every 3 days in my Kenmore Series 100 3.5 cubic foot model with hand washing every day using the bucket and plunger method. We will be comparing water consumption, detergent use, time, and energy spent, including hot water, and then comparing overall annual and monthly costs for my family. Let's start with water consumption. My machine requires running 2 full cycles on normal and heavy duty in order to get these diapers properly cleaned. Based on water factor, this means that my machine uses approximately 45.5 gallons of water every 3 days. My hand washing is done in steps. It's about 4 steps, a pre-wash, a main wash, and 2 rinses, and each of those steps use about 3 gallons of water. However, I often recycle the final rinse water as the pre-wash water for the next day. This means that I use about anywhere from 9 to 12 gallons of water every day that I hand wash diapers. This means that hand washing actually uses about 15.5 gallons less every 3 days as opposed to my machine. Now, detergent-wise, I think this is kind of a no-brainer for most people that there's definitely far less detergent used in hand washing. With my machine, like I said, I normally use Tide Original, and I use line 1 for my pre-wash and line 4 for the main wash. I measured these out volumetrically and got 3.5 fluid ounces, which at Tide's 12 cents per fluid ounce equates to about 42 cents I spend every 3 days on diaper laundry. Hand washing uses substantially less detergent, and I'm talking only about half a tablespoon of detergent goes into my main wash, and that's it. That's 1/4 of a fluid ounce, and so about 3 cents a day, meaning that hand washing uses about 33 cents less every 3 days compared to my machine. Calculating out the time involves not just overall time, but also my time, because those are two totally different numbers. I can count down my machine's completion times down to the second, and it has a total run time of 1 hour and 45 minutes for both cycles. But while it may take 1 hour and 45 minutes for my diapers to come clean, this is literally like collectively 1 minute of my time dumping the diapers in, putting in the detergent, and pushing a button to start the machine. Hand washing, on the other hand, requires about 15 minutes of my time every single day. So while overall it may be 1 hour quicker to hand wash diapers, generally speaking, every 3 days, that's 45 minutes of hand-on washing every 3 days, whereas as opposed to maybe a minute of my time starting a machine. Calculating the energy costs, this is where I got a little bit goofy and also kind of fun. You can see a much fuller breakdown of this in the blog post, but basically my machine has 1.75 hours of runtime, as I stated earlier, 1 hour and 45 minutes. Multiplied by the wattage, divided by 1,000 gives you the kilowatt hours. And then multiplying that by my current electrical rate means that every 3 days I'm spending 24 cents on energy running my machine. But how do you compare that to human manual labor, like human energy? So I found a way. I thought, what's something nutritious and cheap that can fuel your body? And I thought of bananas, which here are about 49 cents a pound. Assuming I work vigorously, 1 minute of cardio usually burns about 10 calories, so 15 minutes a day is 150 calories a day. So you would need to eat about 6.6 ounces of bananas to get the energy required, which is about 20 cents of bananas per day. Don't ask me why I did this math. But I guess considering I was planning on eating regardless if I washed or not, that means that where my machine costs me about 8 cents a day to run, hand washing is generally free labor that you're doing with your own energy. And I should hope that you are planning on eating already regardless. Now hot water, here's the real sucker of energy here. This got a little bit tricky to calculate, but using my machine specs and my current electric rates, I went to energy.gov to do my math for me. They give you annual costs. Another thing is my machine does not run a full hot cycle on hot, like for everything. For the hot water cycle, it only uses hot water for the wash. And for the warm water cycle, it only uses hot and cold to create the warm for just the wash, because regardless what my machine is set to, it rinses on cold. So if you want to see how I worked out this number, you can go to my blog post, but I worked out about 17 gallons of hot water that my machine uses for washing 3 days worth of diapers. Based on my rate, this works out to about $32 a year I spend on heating water to wash diapers. Now likewise with hand washing, I only use hot water for the main wash, which is 3 gallons of hot water per day, or 9 gallons of water every 3 days. And this equates to about $18 per year I would spend heating water to hand wash diapers. This translates to a savings of $14 a year in hot water heating by opting to use a little elbow grease and hand wash as opposed to using my machine. So, overall, in 1 year my machine will have used 5,535 gallons of water, taken maybe about 2 hours of my time, pressing dials, adding detergent, and such, and cost me about $112 in both energy and detergent costs. Broken down per month, that translates to about 461 gallons of water a month, about 10 minutes of my time, and $9.33 in both energy and detergent. Hand washing, I have a bit of a range of gallon consumption because it really depends on if I'm recycling my pre-rinse water or not, or if I use the correct amount of detergent and things like that. The range can be anywhere from 3,288 gallons to 4,380 gallons of water used each year, averaging about 3,650 gallons. By the end of the year, I would have spent 91 hours and 15 minutes hand washing diapers. Talk about calorie burn. But I would have only spent $29 in energy and detergent. Per month, this breaks down to about 304 gallons of water, 7.5 hours of my time, and just $2.42 in energy and detergent costs. So given my circumstances, hand washing could actually save me about $83 a year. But then I'm looking at an extra 89 hours of labor involved. I mean, like full-fledged my time involved. And when you think about it, it ends up being only about, not quite, $7 a month that I'd be saving. Considering my time invested, I'd be paying myself less than $1 per hour to hand wash diapers. So would I be willing to do it? Well, if $7 a month would make or break our finances, absolutely I would do it. However, fortunately, I am not in that situation currently. But I have been before. And I don't know about you, but I looked at these numbers and I thought, wow, what a difference. But when I looked at what I was actually saving by doing that, to be honest, it's really not worth it. Not in my circumstances anyways. So guys, thanks for tuning in and watching. I hope that you found this video quite resourceful. I hope that this inspires you to run your own numbers. I would love to see that. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a math nut a bit, and I also am hugely interested in seeing how these statistics vary person to person and situation to situation. So I hope this inspires you to kind of pan out these numbers on your own. Again, check out that blog post if you want to see a little more how exactly I did that. There's some useful tools and resources there to help you draw your numbers yourself without having to do the extensive research I had to do. Also, don't forget, we have today and tomorrow to enter the giveaway for the $10 Happy Behinds gift card, and that Rafflecopter link is in the description box below. Thanks for following along on this journey as I do the Flats and Hand Washing Challenge. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.